Death didn't want me, so I compromised. I allowed it to not take me. But if it wasn't going to take me, it was simply going to give me something. You see, I wanted to die. I mean, I was corkless after all. But death didn't take me. I slit my wrist. My parents found me in my bed. They... they looked at me and left. My little sister was the one who called the police. They came with the ambulance and, well, they took me to the hospital. I laid there. By the time I got there, I had lost too much blood. And I could see the light. They couldn't get me the blood I needed in time, so they presumed that I was gonna die. And I did for a second. But then I saw somebody. Somebody that had the same eyes as me. Somebody that had the same dead, lifeless eyes as me. They walked up to me and introduced themselves. His name was the Shinigami. He told me it wasn't my time. But I told him that he can't send me back. Not like this. He can't send me back corkless. He protested. He said, you will go back corkless. And you will live out your life. I looked at him with the most hate-filled eyes. And I asked him, how could you dare? How could you dare say something like that to me? He doesn't know what I've been through. He doesn't know what they've put me through. He doesn't know anything. Or did he? I asked him. My whole 14 years of life, were you watching me? He said yes. I then asked, then why do you want me to go back? The Shinigami will respond with, because it's not your time. You still have more to do on this earth, kid. Like what? Like become the #1 hero? How would I do that? Well, I mean, I could give you a hand. But if I do give you a hand, you will have to live your life. And when you come back to me, we'll have another talk. Just like this one. But you'll be telling me about all the amazing things you've done. Why are you talking like that? I would ask. He would say, because, well, I'm related to you. We're family. I would stare into his dead, lifeless eyes. And I would ask, really? Are we really family? He would say, yeah. Your mom, you see that she has a decaying power. And your sister, well, she got her dad's end of the cork, I guess, with her pyrokinesis, but if she didn't get that, she would most likely get a decaying cork as well. They have the power to take life away. Or, well, not life entirely, but you get the point. I can give you the power to take life away. I could give you the power to control darkness, pain, suffering. You could make others feel the way that you do. Would you like that? I would look him in his eyes and I'd say I'd like nothing more than that. He would touch me on my forehead with nothing but 2 fingers and say, well, here you go. Use my power as you see fit, kid. Now get out of here. As I would open my eyes and I would be in the ER. There would be a sheet over my head. So they really thought I was dead. I don't blame them. I would push the button that was on my hospital bed as a nurse would come running in. She would slam the door open, confused at first. I could see the worry in her eyes, but I could also see disgust. She was weirded out by me being corkless, I presumed. I would ask her if she could call my parents, and she would snap back with, I've already done that. I would just look at her, and she'd say they'll be here in 30 minutes. Fast forward 30 minutes, and my parents would open the door. Toshinori Yagi and Inko Yagi. The 2 people I hate the most on this planet. They've never taken my side on anything. Katsuki Bakugo, for example. I would come home with various burn marks all over my body. And, they would take his side when I told them the truth. I would be so confused. I was so confused. I didn't understand how could they see the evidence and still take his side? I overheard them talking one night. And they said, well, if they reported this abuse, then Bakugo's chances to get into a good high school and becoming a great hero would be lessened. So they did nothing. They left me out to dry. They left me to get beat by him and my sister. But what made it worse was every time they saw a burn mark, a blister, a welt in my skin, and I told them it was from Izumi, and I showed them the proof, they beat me. They yelled at me. They screamed at me. Belts, pots, switches, extension cords, beer bottles, knives, whatever they could get their hands on. They'd hit me with it if I told them it was Izumi. They would always say, how dare you? How dare you try to lie on your sister? You're not gonna go to the police with this, Izuku. She's a good girl. relying on her like that could truly get her in trouble and mess up her chances to become the #1 hero. I mean, well, I guess this is my life. What else is to be expected? But as I would look at my hands, and I'd look up at my parents, I'd smile, and I'd say, a new chapter in my life is about to begin, you guys. I hope and I pray that we all make it through it. As they'd give me confused looks, and I'd simply get up, put on my worn out clothing, and walk out the hospital as they'd walk behind me. We'd all head to the car and go home, as I would know that the power that the Shinigami has granted me, it would allow me to have a new chapter, a second chance of sorts. A new life, a new story. I'll make them feel my pain, my suffering, my torment.